All right, last video in this series. Again, I am in a very chipper mood right now. I don't know why, but it's probably a good thing given the topics of conversation. So this video is going to be about his family, my family, just family, and even friends finding out about everything that was going on with us and what they knew and what they didn't know and whatnot. So first, like I said, there's like three separate things. Pill problem, meth and other drug problem. The first one was the pill problem. Didn't tell a soul. I didn't tell anybody about him doing drugs. I didn't tell anybody about, I talked about like how money was tight with my friends and stuff, but I didn't, it was what it was. And I didn't know about it for so long that, it just was what it was. And then when I found out about all of that, that's when I had that huge Facebook sale, sold a bunch of stuff, dug them out of all the payday loans, blah, blah, blah. So that was the first chunk. Nobody knew about it. Nobody knew after it. Nobody knew anything. That was one. Second time rolls around and he does it again. And, I do the same thing. I like unbury him and I wanted to tell his dad. I wanted his dad at that time. In hindsight, I should have, but I wanted his dad to get him to stop and not do it again. Maybe it would have helped. Maybe it wouldn't have helped. He threatened to leave me if I told his dad, which was like, the whole idea of that was just devastating. So I didn't tell his dad. Now, same as the first, nobody knew, moved on. So I dealt with those two things completely alone and didn't tell anybody because I had a fear of people looking at him differently. I had a feeling that, it was a phase and we were going to get out of it and we were going to move on and everything was going to be okay. And that I just didn't want to tell somebody something so negative about him and then to have us be perfectly fine, but then that person that I told judge him and look at him differently. So I kept it all secret. My dad says I was being, a good loyal wife, and I think that if it's that big of a problem, I think my dad's just trying to make me feel better about it because I wonder and I question it a lot, like, well, maybe I should have told somebody because I think I should have. And my advice to anybody is if you're going through something that big, you should talk to somebody. And I understand wanting to protect the person you love, but it's a lot, and it's a lot to do on your own, and having help helps. That was the third time. So third time, I said in like the first video in this little, I'll just say purple sweater series, was that third strike he was out, and that out like took 6 months. It was a long process, but I found out in January, this is the only one that I actually like no dates to, but I found out in January. It was like January, I want to say like the 15th-ish, maybe it was the 26th. I don't know. One of those dates is standing out to me in January, but that's when, so things had been strange. I was getting suspicious, so things have been going on again. Although opposite signs, the ones that I talked about last, I'm guessing here Sunday, but like weird signs, things were weird. He was acting very strange, very aggressive, very mean, money was missing, blah, blah, blah. I looked in, that reminds me. See, things just pop back in my head. I remember that was before we had Drake. It was a long time ago. I had found concealer in his truck and money hidden under like, how like cars sometimes have like little plastic mats that are kind of removable, like in your stereo console area. There, I found money there, and I found concealer in his truck. And he told me that he went to like Walgreens and that he had a zit and wanted to cover it up, and I sound like an idiot. So maybe there was more. I forgot all about that. What was I even talking about? Now that's gonna have me. Oh, that'll boggle my mind. I completely lost track of what I was saying now because of that. But wow. So there was a sign that I missed and forgot about and like 4 or 5 years ago. I have no idea what I was talking about. Oh gosh. And then when I go back to like rewatch this and edit it, I'm like, how did I forget what I was talking about? I was just, it's just funny because when you're watching it, it's like, oh, you were just talking about this, but when your mind's going. Yeah. All right. So anyways, I guess just back to the main topic, because luckily I have that written down right in front of me, was about his family. Although it's bugging me, his family knowing. So when everything had gone down in January and things were strange, that's when I saw in the bathroom, he was getting ready in the guest bathroom. I don't remember why we always got ready in the guest bathroom, but we just did. We showered there, we got ready there. We had a bathroom in our bathroom though, but we just didn't use it. I don't know why. Anyways, he was getting ready there. His wallet was in there. All right, I watched back the video. I ran out of space, and I watched back the video, and I was actually got myself pretty much back on track. But I'd found his wallet. This is where it cut off. I found his wallet, and inside of it, this is when, and I talked about this, but in case you didn't watch the whole video, I figured I'd just quick update, but or recap. But I found his wallet. Inside of it had our registration, and I'm like, this is not supposed to be in here. Inside of that was a bunch of like white crystally stuff, and I'd seen enough, episodes of, I think it was episodes of Cops. I think that was where I learned this from, that I knew it was bad, So I took a picture of it, and I was so stunned that I didn't know. I guess I was just like in shock, and I'm so thankful that I took a picture of it. I wish I had taken better pictures of it. Maybe had placed it on something dark and not just in the white paper, because it was like folded in half, and when I'd opened up our registration, it was sitting in like the crease of the fold from our registration. So I wish I'd done something a little better, but I took that picture, and then I dumped it in the toilet and I flushed it. And did I fold it back up? I don't remember if I folded it back up, put it in his wallet or not. I don't know. But he hadn't left for work yet. Obviously, his wallet was still there. He left. And I was just like shaking. I was beyond myself. And I didn't know how to handle it. And that's when I was like, okay, this is serious. Like, this isn't just, this is getting serious. And it was getting worse. And, he'd been very mean. Very verbally abusive to me, the boys. It was bad. So that's when I called his dad. And this is the first person that I really told anything to. I called his dad and I said, hey, this is what I found. I think we have a really big problem. I need help. Basically, it's just, I need help. And, the details after that are pretty hazy, because, I remember more of like the divorce. But, yeah, so called his dad. I told his dad. His dad asked for the picture, and this is why I wish I had a better picture. But his dad asked for the picture. I showed his dad the picture, and he was the first person who knew, and I think he called him when he got home that night. His dad hadn't done anything yet. When he got home that night, I was like, look, you need to tell me what's going on. Like, what is going on? He's like, nothing, and even tried to say it was somebody else's. So that was all of that. And then, his dad didn't do anything at that time, or like right then, but I think he talked to him like the next day. Things were pretty ugly for a little while. He said he stopped. He said he'd only been sprinkling it in his coffee in the morning, and that was it. Whatever. Sorry, you just scratching. So, yeah. That was that, and he was the only one who knew for a really long time. And then I told his mom shortly before Deacon's birthday, and I said, hey, this is, I think it was a few months before that she knew, and then she saw him. And then later, after she knew, she was like, oh, well, this time that he did this when we were out to dinner, like, he was so, there was one time he was so mean to me in front of his family. His family was like, whoa, you've got to be nice to her. We were out to dinner, and it was really bad. But she was like, that was when I knew something was wrong. But she was like, I didn't know what was wrong or why something was so funny, or, he was so mean and stuff like that. So things started to click for her too. When she came down, when did she come down? She came down shortly, a little bit later, and saw it too. She tried to talk to him. His dad lives really far away. He talked to him on the phone. Maybe I need caffeine in my tea. So, anyways, though, that was the only family that knew. And, they tried. I don't think they knew the severity of it until after the fact, or even more so recently have they known the severity of it. Or even did I know the severity of it? We just didn't. And then my family knew. I told them, and I told my friends. I told my mom right when I left. My friends had noticed that he was different because he was mean, he was absent, he had lost, like I said, a lot of weight. They noticed, but nobody like thought anything of it because I didn't say anything about it or didn't like, really put it out there. I mean, I complained about him, but like other friends were like, yeah, my husband does that too. Or I have, they've done that for, like little things and stuff like that. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm tired of hearing myself talk, like legit sick of hearing myself talk. So I'm going to go, and I hope that answered all the questions. This video had a little revelation in it. So, yep, I think that's it. If you guys want to hear more next week, let me know. And I'm sure hopefully I don't know. Talking about it, like I said, it's like therapeutic, and it's nice to like get it off my chest and put it out there and like just kind of have it like officially in a way, like the things I feel like I put out here, I feel like it's getting rid of it. Like it's ridding it from me just by saying it and just getting it out. Like it's kind of therapeutic in a way. Using YouTube is probably a weird source of or way of therapy, but you know what I mean? Like some people journal. I guess I do this. All right, anyways, those things are off of me, and I'll talk to you guys later. So thanks for listening. Hopefully I doubt this video helped anybody, but it's out there. All right. Bye guys.